somewhere between the swamps of South Louisiana and the frozen silence of interior Alaska. A man went looking for something. He wasn't exactly sure what it was. Maybe purpose, maybe peace, maybe just a reason that made sense in the quiet. What he found instead was time. Time to think, time to remember, time to meet the version of himself he'd spent most of his life outrunning. Through blizzards, long nights, and a documentary watched by a surprisingly loyal handful of folks, the Alaskan Cajun told his story the only way he knew how: honest, awkward, and unintentionally funny. But today the camera turns. Because for the first time since this journey began, the questions aren't coming from him. They're coming from the man who knew him before the snow, before the search, before Alaska ever got hold of him. His father. This isn't just an interview. It's a reckoning wrapped in humor, told in two accents, separated by miles but tied by blood. The question isn't whether he found what he went north for. It's whether he understands it yet.
Okay, and welcome into a special edition of the Alaskan Cajun. Today I have my father with me, present and in Borealis Base Camp. He come to visit. Him and Mimi had come and visited for my birthday, and we have been sitting around for the last few days, and he came up with an idea that I'm sure the dozens and dozens of subscribers that I got out there, burning questions that if you had the opportunity to sit down and ask the Alaskan Cajun himself, what questions those are. So that's what today we're going to do. So my father has reached out to some family and friends, and we are going to ask the Alaskan Cajun questions. The Alaskan Cajun does hold the right to not answer any questions if he doesn't feel like it, or perhaps it's too personal. But nothing's too personal for the Alaskan Cajun nor his fans and subscribers. Without any further ado, James Bear, my father.
All right. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Knowing that this is coming from your family, who will just go right for the jugular at any moment.
That is fine.
Okay, so I asked for the top 10 questions you people that love you and know you wanted to ask.
Okay.
And they gave me, I've got about 15. And we'll try and go through them.
15 questions. We said 10. We'll see if we allow that. But yes. Go ahead.
Number one question, and I'm going to name the criminals.
Okay.
And you can say you don't want to answer if you want to.
Okay.
Number one from your
Don't want to answer.
From your Aunt Denise.
I will answer this one.
Okay. Why are you still married?
Wow. That is straight for the... I'll tell you...
Damn! Actually, I will say exactly what your Aunt Denise, who loves you more than anything, said. Why in the world are you still married?
Okay, I will defer that question. If you will watch Alaskan Cajun episode 13, there is some of that is addressed. I know it's being uploaded right now. It should be done. So I answered it without answering it. I defer to Alaskan Cajun episord 13.
So your real answer is you're not answering.
My real... That's a plug for my new thing. I want people to watch my new thing. So, teaser, spoiler alert, episode 13.
All right.
Next question.
Your sister Chrissy.
Okay, Sister Chrissy.
What has been the biggest change between living in Alaska as opposed to Louisiana?
The dark. Adjusting to the lack of sunlight up here and the disconnecting from your day-to-day life, readjusting to new habits, new situations, being alone, I think has been one of the biggest things to adjust to over here. It really, the cold is one thing, but adjusting to the lack of sunlight, and you will find yourself in a bit of a funk, and you didn't even realize you got there. So I say that is one of the biggest things in the adjustments.
That
Good
follows
question.
up to Leona Benoit's, Miss Leona's question to you about how are you able to adjust to the long periods of the daylight and then the long nights? Because you have a lot of daylight, can that be a struggle, and then the long nights? And how are you coping with it? What's your biggest thing to adjust to it?
Excellent question, Miss Leona. I would have to say that one, having a job, a full-time job, helps because it applies a lot of structure in your life, keeps you going, motivated, disciplined, and then in the downtime, doing my Alaskan Cajun episodes that consumes and eats a lot of hours in my life. Doing practicing my guitar, doing the college football podcast, going to the gym, and by that time, I mean, it's time for bed. So I think that has helped in keeping myself busy. And to get a little bit more personable, I really honestly believe not drinking up here has been one of the biggest non-coping mechanisms with doing everything.
So no one asked about your drinking or not drinking, so I'll follow up on that.
Dad question.
So what's been your secret on how you've been able to do it, and what do you feel like? Do you think you'll be able to keep it up once you go? What's your plans once you leave here on how to? I mean,
So two-part question.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, just the whole thing with it being sober. I mean, how is that going, and how is that?
Well,
how's it going with it?
the concept of being sober was, I knew I wanted to do this because of exactly what the first question was. Not very masculine, but I was really scared about being disconnected from my family, from everything that I've grown up with. And I knew about the dark. Old enough and hopefully wise enough to understand some other people's struggles. So I just made a commitment, and I've broken a lot of personal commitments to myself over the years, and I just wanted to do things different in my life, and this was just going to be another one. And I knew I've gone through bouts of sobriety before, so I knew I could do it and can do it, and being away from a lot of triggers, I think, has helped that, but it's also new triggers as well. And as far as when I get home sobriety, I don't know. I'm going to steal and shortchange this answer and defer to an AA one day at a time. So, I don't know what that looks like.
I think that's a great answer. You don't know, one day at a time.
Whew, got past the dad question.
Okay, that's only one of them. So Chrissy had a couple more, but I'm just going to skip to her fourth. This last
good Lord,
question.
Chrissy, thank you. You can't call.
What Louisiana, because she talked about Mardi Gras, what Louisiana tradition would you like to introduce to Alaska?
Mardi Gras. Well,
Mardi Gras?
Mardi Gras or crawfish boils, because crawfish boils, I think, helps bring people together, families, friends. I mean, everyone associated in Louisiana knows that. Yeah, I mean, I like crawfish boils, almost like football back home. When people who don't understand football and what it means to us down there, it's really the getting together, the commonalities that you can talk about and brings people together. So I'd say either Mardi Gras, because that's always a good time.
Yeah.
And it's fun, it's festive, and it has a religious component to it. And then two, I would say a crawfish boils.
Either one of those would be. I mean, for a city or something, picking up a Mardi Gras parade would be
Yes.
incredible.
Yes.
For
A little
Fairbanks,
parades,
Alaska, to
yeah.
do it in the middle of the winter.
Well, you're
that'd be
coming
pretty
out of the
cool.
winter, I
Yeah.
guess. February 17th, I think it's Fat Tuesday
Yeah,
this year.
round is
Still kind of
changing.
cold here, so that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah,
Um,
but the crawfish bowl, or as they
Crawfish
call
bowls
in
in spring,
Georgia,
huh?
low country bowl. The same idea. Be cool. All right, and speaking of that, Brad Roy,
Uh-oh.
I know, I won't say a couple that he asked,
Okay.
but in the cooking, any differences in the way they cook as opposed to the way we do?
So that would be a difficult question because
Yeah.
I don't know a lot of the residents. I don't. So all the cooking that I do is from a restaurant, from Chef George at Latitude. But he's just such a cultivated chef. I would say that he really does not focus on to make spicy dishes as we would down in Louisiana, and really doesn't use a lot of butter. And I know that, using Copeland's as an example, or sometimes with grease and or different kinds of butters, real fatty foods that really gets that flavor going, where he's more into acidities and bases and how things complement each other. So I can't really answer that question.
Yeah, because it's also having to do with hunting and fishing, and of course, the indigenous people here in Alaska, they live out of the cities and all. I think that's just I don't think you have enough experience here. You'd have to go out and really find out, but definitely the true natives here and people who come and live here live off of the land, like Louisiana people do. Real Cajuns.
Yeah.
And even us, people who do hunt and fish, we don't do it all. Not like true people and true Cajuns back in the swamps really did.
There is still a Walmart up here. We're not completely isolated. There is Fairbanks, which is about 45, 50 miles away.
So now I have one from Angel Thibodeau.
Okay, Miss Thibodeau.
All right, Miss Angel says, when do you get home, and will installing the zip line at Grand Isle be the first thing you do?
I still need permits and regulations.
Which aren't happening.
Okay. Or
so
we
do you want to explain about the zip line?
Well, there's a zip line that I wanted to install at my father's fish camp. And since he is currently the leaseholder and property owner management there, I cannot get, even though he did tell me that I could put a zip line, he then crawfished back out of it and re-vetoed what he said. But he is 70. I got time. I think I can outpace him. So once my father passes on to greener pastures, that'll be the first thing I do, and then I will sell it.
I'm making sure you don't get any property. It's going to Chrissy.
Peggy, we're changing the will.
No, it's going to
there you go, Chrissy.
All right, Jimmy Jones wants to know. All right. With your downtime, have you gotten closer to Jesus, to God, to anything like that? Anything spiritual that you have come to with all this time you've had to be on your own in reflection?
Yes, I do. I want to say more times than not in the mornings on my way to work, I have my coffee, and before I clock in or anything, it's still dark. And for the most part, I know you haven't seen the aurora, but a lot of times the aurora is out. And even if the aurora is not out, you have stars, the moon's just beautiful up here. And that is my reflection time to kind of say my affirmations to myself and say a prayer. So I'd say 9 out of 10 that I will doing that every morning. So yeah, because again, I think it helps with the mental aspect to cling on to a little bit more of your spiritual self here.
Do you feel more close to God now?
I think that's a loaded question in the sense that I feel like I've always had a good, what I will phrase it maybe is that I talk more. How about that? I don't feel like I'm closer, but I feel like I say more prayers more often.
Okay. All right.
Good question.
This is from your Uncle Jeff.
Oh,
First
Uncle
of all,
Jeff.
he said,
hey.
Yeah, well, he said something dumb about, who's your favorite uncle that lives in Utah. But I said, no one asking any about that because the low bar you have of all of your relatives. So we'll just go
There's a couple out there.
We'll go right to what surprised you the most about Alaska? That just, I guess, just surprised you on this whole journey.
That's a very good question. Wow. First thing that comes is the vastness of everything here. How big the state is. Borealis in specific, where I'm at, is just how far away I am from places. And I would say the extremes in temperatures. So back in August, it was still fairly warm and real wet and muddy. And then just like that, it feels like the complete flip of the switch once the winter switch flipped. Then it's cold and snow and so I would say that how extreme the temperatures can change and how quickly and again I think too on how fast the moon and the stars because I really try to pay attention like where the sun will rise and set just you could almost track it by the day and just watch that it rises just how fast those things are doing and how fast like Orion's belt like that's one of my favorite things to look at in the mornings and I can literally watch it move across the sky so I just maybe it happens like that in Louisiana but it's harder to see where I'm at so I guess to see that has been one of my about how fast things move and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Excellent question. Favorite uncle in Utah?
Your Uncle Johnny.
Uh-oh. No golf up here. Do not golf with white golf balls.
One funny thing and one important thing that's happened. One funny thing and one important thing. I've got three things more. These are
okay. One important thing, there's a lot of funny stuff that's happened. I mean, I've fallen in the snow. I've gotten stuck on the side of a mountain. There's a lot of funny stuff that happens in the kitchen, but I can't say that because there's other people's careers at stake. But the kitchen's fun to work in. That's been a lot of fun. That's been probably to go back one of the more pleasant, surprising things because again I'm walking into a new environment, but the kitchen has been absolutely fun to work in.
No pressure. You're not the manager anymore.
Very true, but you still have personalities in a kitchen. Kitchens are notoriously tension.
So do you think the people that come to work here are more easygoing or more?
Again, I only have the one season and the one group. I know everybody that's been here has, except for one, but only by technicality, everybody's been here and nobody's quit. So, only one has quit, but not technically latitude. So, and I think so. I think it's the environment that the chef cooks, that the chef creates, and then the people that have accepted the jobs here. But to go back, I guess one important thing, there's a lot of important things. I think commitment, and I'll just leave it at that, following through on commitments, personal commitments. So yeah, I think we'll round it like that because that's a hard question.
Yeah. Your Aunt Deborah.
All right.
Your favorite spot you like to go to for peace and relaxation?
The fort.
Yes.
I like going down to the fort.
We didn't get to go see it, but
I go walk on a trail or something because again, you can go and just you saw today. I mean, you are right on the outskirts of camp, but just so there, and you feel like you're away. So the fort and a couple of the walking trails.
And everywhere reminds you just how where you are. I mean, we were just walking, and Peggy stepped into one step off of the trail, and she was in snow, and she said if she would have been by herself, she wouldn't have been able to get up on a regular path right by somebody. I mean, you were saying that too. A few people have locked themselves out of their rooms, and it got sketchy for them. You could definitely get in trouble really quick, just like when we hunt, when we're fishing or whatever.
Out under the boat, and I mean, something happens, and you're way away from shore. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, your Aunt Diane Davidson.
Hey, Aunt Diane.
Your greatest accomplishment. I don't know if that's different than the most important thing. But
okay. I would say the podcast and the YouTube channel.
What about your sobriety? Do you think that's an accomplishment?
I think that's an ongoing thing.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
it is.
So it's not accomplished because it's not over. Yeah,
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. That
Yeah,
makes
because
sense.
that's an ongoing thing. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I would say for me personally is, yeah, I would say starting the college football podcast because I've talked about that for years and years, and just doing that, and then, yeah, and then the YouTube channel because I've kind of always wanted to do a YouTube channel, and I did it. Now I don't know if I'll do it later after the season's over and I've kind of put a bow on the journey and documentation of it, but hey, I did it, and I can live with no regret on that.
All right. I guess planning on working in other parts of the USA or the world?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So I have a very final
These have
question.
been good questions, by the way. So thank you all for caring at least enough to do. And I'd like to get to Brad's back and see what other questions were omitted. But we'll complete this and then we'll do this that way in case we got to edit it out.
And
later.
anybody who knows Brad would know that that's going to be has to be
Okay.
very much vetted before we can say anything Brad says.
Okay.
That's a friend of ours, and he's Jason.
Good
made a
dude.
good dude.
Good dude.
All right, this is my question. You all just turned 49.
Yes.
You say yes or no on the new nickname Frisco for this year.
Absolutely not.
So if I call you Frisco from the next year, then
I will answer it. I'm just saying I don't care for it. That's the last. That's what we're going to end with.
I think that needs to be a vote. I think you should. I think if
call me whatever you
enough
want.
people vote that you should be called Frisco for now, it's not even a whole 365 days. We're down to about 350 something days. So for San Francisco, the 49ers, he should be called Frisco for this year. All right, we're going to have one person. We have another cook here. We're going to get the first vote, thumbs up or thumbs down, that he gets called Frisco for being 49 for this year. He's thinking. He's a very wise man. He's an Indiana fan, so he's in seventh
He probably
heaven.
has something to root for.
Yes.
I've lived in Indiana for over 30 years.
Yeah, so he's way better good.
I
So
know,
he's
I'm just saying,
Yeah, we're very jealous.
He now has a right.
We're very jealous.
He now has
so-
something to be happy for.
So-
I mean, if I grew up in
I
Indiana.
think Frisco in your small family circle for the next 350 some days is acceptable.
We have a one thumbs up.
But I would like to know
Sure.
favorite food to cook.
Favorite food to cook?
Yeah, and favorite food you've learned to cook. That's what I would like to know.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, good question. Okay, that's Trevor. He's been in a couple.
Because you've learned a lot with sauces and everything that the
Okay, so my
chef
favorite
has done.
thing, just my favorite thing to cook, just in general.
Favorite thing you've learned to cook and your favorite thing you like to cook you enjoy eating.
Okay, I like a good pot of spaghetti. I'll start with the second question. I love spaghetti. If I'm on death row and I have a last meal, spaghetti with bunny bread. I love it, and with a meat sauce and not a bunch of meatballs, but
Right.
a couple meatballs.
Yeah, the big good meat sauce.
Yeah,
really
a good meat sauce that's thick and heavy. So what I like to cook though is my grandmother's chicken and rice. Did make that for the staff one night. They all really seemed to enjoy it. They knocked the whole pot out.
That is good.
My favorite thing to cook, I'm kind of regulated
That you learned to.
that I've learned to cook. Well, I'm kind of regulated on my breakfast stuff, so that's straightforward. My lunch is kind of straightforward too. So I haven't really got a chance to experiment with different things, but I guess in my small thing is soups. I cooked a Cajun potato and kale. So I have learned to cook a few soups. I guess I'm kind of limited on my stuff. I don't have quite the leeway and stuff that the other
Yeah,
cooks
but your
do.
Cajun soup. What was the name of it?
Cajun potato and kale. It was a hit.
It was a big hit.
So soups. I guess that's the question. I answered the question.
And the marketing went in with it because, hey, it was not just the soup, it was the marketing.
The guy who cooked the soup, who is a somewhat Cajun, and yeah, did it.
All right.
So
Thank you.
that was it. That's
That
all
was
the
it.
questions. Well, that was pretty painless, but we did start off with a very hard question. Thanks, Aunt Denise. I'm probably going to have to edit that one. But that was fun. Anything you want to say out to Alaskan Cajun people?
It's cold here, folks. It's really cold.
And it's only -10.
It was -44 earlier. Yeah, but it was, yeah. But no, actually, you just got to get prepared, and it's not that bad. It really is not.
It's a dry cold, as everyone knows. So, well, that'll do it. Pops, thanks for being here. Thanks for being on Alaskan Cajun special. I don't know when I'll chop this up and put it in, but thank you for tuning in.